Right now at 10, a man accused of stabbing someone to death in Eau Claire will undergo a competency hearing. And a local organization is doubling their donation after ringing bells for the Salvation Army. Plus, oh dear, a fawn gets saved after falling into a Wisconsin river.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening, I'm Allison Fergit. Ken and Emily have the night off. One is dead after an accident in the town of Union yesterday. According to the Vernon County Sheriff's Department, a motor vehicle collided with a horse-drawn buggy on State Highway 82 at approximately 6 p.m. last night. Henry and Ruth Bontrager were both ejected from the buggy after the collision. Henry was pronounced dead at the scene. The horse also died as a result of the crash. Ruth and the occupants of the motor vehicle, Lydia Thompson and Jaden Shea, were transported to Gunderson St. Joseph's Hospital in Hillsborough. Highway 82 was closed for several hours following the incident. A man accused of stabbing someone to death will have to undergo a competency evaluation. The incident took place at the Do Dodge Inn earlier this month. 44-year-old Anthony Jackson is charged with first-degree intentional homicide and first-degree attempted intentional homicide. According to the criminal complaint, friends of the victim, 31-year-old Alex Graff, told police that Jackson thought they were laughing at him before the incident. The state requested a $7,500 cash bond. He will undergo a competency hearing as well. A Dunn County correctional officer was killed on his way to work. Just before 3 a.m. on Tuesday, correctional officer Jeff Reynolds was killed after a vehicle ran a stop sign and struck his car. He had worked for the sheriff's office since 2007. The operator of the striking vehicle, 40-year-old Mark Solowski of Eau Claire, has been charged with homicide by intoxicated use of a vehicle. 3 other passengers in the vehicle were also injured. His initial appearance was today, and he is being held on a $75,000 cash bond. The Tomah Fire Department is investigating a structure fire. According to a Facebook post from the fire chief, the department was notified this morning of a fire that happened at 415 Elm Street. Fire officials responded to the scene and learned a fire had taken place in the home and self-extinguished. A relative to the owner stopped by to check on the home when he noticed a fire happened in the residence. There was no one at the home for the past 2 days, so the department is unsure when the fire happened. Investigators found the fire's area of origin in one of the bedrooms. The home suffered significant smoke and soot damage. An ice fishing family assisted with a water rescue in Barron County yesterday. According to the Sheriff's Department, 2 people and a UTV went through the ice near the Pakamuka boat landing east of Chautauqua. A family ice fishing nearby pulled the 2 out of the water. One was transported to the hospital for non-life-threatening injuries. The Barron County Sheriff's Department issued a reminder to check ice conditions, even if you are already familiar with the lake. They also published a recommended ice thickness guide with rough guidelines for new and clear ice. There's been some sprinkles tonight in the Coulee region, and Greg, it sounds like that rainy and cloudy weather is going to be sticking around for a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to get some of this soupy type weather and even some significant amount of rainfall coming here later tomorrow evening. But in the meantime, tonight, it's going to be dense fog, some light rain, mist or drizzle. The rain amounts won't amount to too much. It'll be the visibility that could be down at 0 at times, like it's looking outside at La Crosse too. So that's what we're kind of seeing. Currently, dense fog advisories are out until noon, quarter mile or less. These could be extended throughout probably Friday night into Saturday morning. That wouldn't be a surprise to me. Otherwise, tonight's temperatures really have kind of bottomed out as we go throughout the night. They're going to start rising, so midnight temperatures, these are more midnight temperatures around the mid-30s, and then as you wake up, we're going to see temperatures pretty close to 40 for most of the area, and that light rain will be kind of in the morning. I think a lot of areas, especially in La Crosse, may see a few breaks in the precipitation. The dense fog may still be there, and through noon, getting up to 43 degrees. The more rain will come towards later in the afternoon. Similar story for La Crosse. That 34 is at midnight, but then they should rise out to be about 38, 39 as you wake up with some light rain fog. That rain becomes more occasional or tapers off. We'll see more as we go to Friday evening, but in the meantime, getting up to 42 at noon. Right now, there's your visibility and that light rain, very light rain amounts, probably 100th or 200th at the most you're going to see out of this, but it will persist as all moisture begins to stream south from a system that's outside of the picture. It's well south of the area, but that is where we're getting some of the moisture being pulled up. Overnight, that's really what you're going to see, pockets of just light rain or some drizzle that'll continue. Now, later on, we'll kind of fill out what the evening for Friday looks like, because that's when the more significant rainfall comes and when we'll finally see that sun, hopefully on Saturday. All that a bit later in the broadcast.
All right. Thank you, Greg. With the Salvation Army's Red Kettle season coming to an end, one local organization is making a final splash. The Onalaska Freemason Lodge gathered today to match the donations they collected when ringing the bells. Earlier this month, the lodge sponsored a day at the Kettles, raising over $2,000. They hope matching that total can help them make a difference in their community.
Oftentimes the easy answer is to just write a check and hope that problems become less of a problem, that things become better over time. What's really heartwarming about their actions is that they decided to volunteer before they decided to give of the group monetarily.
The Salvation Army says the funds will serve the 64 individuals they currently house at their shelter. President-elect Donald Trump is spending the holiday at his Florida estate this week, with less than 4 weeks before he heads back to the White House as the 47th President of the United States. Trump is talking about several issues, including his take on the Panama Canal. CBS News correspondent Katrina Kaufman reports from Washington.
On his social media site Thursday, President-elect Donald Trump called attention to a news article saying Russian President Vladimir Putin said he is ready for potential talks with Trump. As he prepares to return to the Oval Office, the president-elect has been talking about trade and foreign policy, with his recent focus turning to the Panama Canal. Trump says U.S. ships are being unfairly charged for access to the canal, which the U.S. built and ran for decades before turning it over to Panama in 1999.
They haven't treated us fairly. If the principles, both moral and legal, of this magnanimous gesture of giving are not followed, then we will demand that the Panama Canal be returned to the United States of America.
On Christmas Day, Trump posted a message on social media saying, "To the wonderful soldiers of China who are lovingly but illegally operating the Panama Canal." Panama's president responded saying, "If you can find a single Chinese soldier in the canal, I personally will give President-elect Trump the right." But what he said on that subject is nonsense. China does not control the Panama Canal, but a subsidiary of a Hong Kong company does have a contract to manage 2 ports located at the entrance.
We're being ripped off at the Panama Canal.
Trump's newly named pick for ambassador to Panama, Miami-Dade County Commissioner Kevin Marino Cabrera, could be tasked with negotiating a new deal. Even the notion that the U.S. could take control of the canal sparked protests outside of the U.S. Embassy in Panama City on Christmas Eve. Katrina Kaufman, CBS News, Washington.
Before winning the election in Miami 2 years ago, Cabrera served as the Florida State Director for Trump's 2020 campaign and as a member of the Republican National Committee Platform Committee. Well, still ahead, a day of mourning for the victims of a plane crash in Kazakhstan, as speculation mounts about the cause of the disaster after the break.
I have something for you.
I have something for you too.
Or get 0% APR on select 2024 Sierra 1500 models. That's over $6,400 total value. Plus, no monthly payments until next year.
Visit your Best Choice GMC dealer today.
Twas almost the holidays, and all through the house, our flooring looks terrible, like it was chewed on by a mouse. The throw rugs are placed on the bad spots with care, in hopes Sealand's Carpet Land would soon be there. The carpet is tattered, the tile unglued. Sealand's Carpet Land will know what to do. Sealand's Carpet Land, where #1 priority is you. Merry Christmas!
We're learning new information about what may have caused a passenger plane to fall from the sky and burst into flames in Kazakhstan. A U.S. official tells CBS News there are preliminary indications that a Russian anti-aircraft system may have hit the plane. CBS's Chris Livesay reports on the evidence investigators are looking at now.
New footage shows holes in an Azerbaijan airline fuselage, suggesting shrapnel and not a flock of birds brought down the passenger jet yesterday.
But the most likely hypothesis we see is that it was struck by an air defense missile, almost certainly Russian, in the area over Grozny.
Azerbaijan Airlines Flight 8243 left Baku for Grozny, Russia. Due to dense fog, the passenger jet was diverted towards the Caspian Sea before eventually crashing in Kazakhstan some 250 miles east. Along the way, its GPS was reportedly jammed, leading to significant deviations. Some survivors say they heard an explosion. Cell phone footage shows oxygen masks down and visible damage. It's an area known for clashes in Russia's war on Ukraine, as recently as the same morning as the crash.
Ukrainian drones were active at the time, and this is commensurate with everything we've seen in the pilot's communication with air traffic control. And currently, it's the only thing that fully fits the facts that we know.
Haunting clues that recall Malaysia Airlines Flight 17, when Russian-backed forces shot down that passenger jet over eastern Ukraine in 2014, killing all 298 people on board. The Kremlin is warning not to jump to conclusions. Russia, Azerbaijan, and Kazakhstan have all opened investigations into what caused the crash about 2 miles shy of the runway. This survivor looking for answers. When the plane crashed, my wife was sitting next to me, he said. I haven't seen my wife since.
Now, investigators have already recovered both black boxes from the crash site. Experts are on their way from Brazil, the country where this jet was made, to help examine that crash data. They're expected to arrive on site in Kazakhstan tomorrow. Chris Livesay, CBS News, Bassano del Grappa, Italy.
Still ahead, millions are hitting the roads and skies traveling after the holidays. But challenging weather in parts of the country are hindering some journeys home.
We definitely have a lot of fog, mild conditions, and rain over the next 36 hours. We'll break down how much rain we might see and when we might actually dry out and see that sun once again. That all coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
It's the Get Holiday Ready sales event with the Ford crew.
Maverick, Ranger.
Another truckload of trucks?
Big event needs a big selection. Right, like the Ford F-Series. Best-selling trucks for 47 years. Gas, hybrid, electric, and big selection means great deals. Exactly, which means it's the best time to buy.
Get up to $88.45 in total savings or lease F-150 for just $399 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
Attention business owners, is your roof ready for the new year? Your Choice Roofing specializes in commercial solutions that protect your investment and bottom line. Act now to benefit from Section 179 deductions and bonus depreciation for major tax savings. Lock in 2024 pricing before costs rise. Upgrade to energy-efficient roofing and save on utilities while increasing building value. Secure your roof and savings. Visit yourchoiceroofing.com today.
Hey, Dominic here to ask, do you love salt but need to cut back on all that sodium? Mini Mini Salt by Pleasing is the answer and is recommended by doctors and dietitians for those on low sodium diets. It tastes like regular salt but with so much less sodium. Use it just like your table salt. Great on corn on the cob, tomatoes, watermelon, and yeah, you could even use it on French fries and everything else you love to salt. Be sure to get your Mini Mini Salt by Pleasing and 40 other blends at the Pleasing Outlet Store on Ward Avenue, La Crosse. Get out of here.
Craving authentic Mexican flavors? Look no further than Señor Villa. At Señor Villa, we bring the taste of Mexico to your table every day. Join us for our unbeatable $5 lunch specials packed with flavor and value. And don't miss our nightly specials where the fiesta never ends. Señor Villa, where great food meets great value. Visit us today. Señor Villa, the taste of Mexico you've been craving.
Our hearing connects us with people. And when that bridge is broken, our job is to help people with that hearing loss and reconnect them back with their lives again. We really feel that better hearing is a better life.
Happy holidays from everyone at Better Hearing Center.
Is it time for new windows or doors? Contact the company who has done the research for you. The best windows and doors installed by the best people. Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions.
The news continues on News 8 Now. Expect more.
Whether it's traveling home from the holiday or off to a vacation, airports are busy this day after Christmas. And as Bradley Blackburn reports, travelers are also contending with challenging weather in parts of the country.
In this most wonderful time of the year, sometimes all you need to pack is a good attitude.
Delays make great adventures. You never know who you're going to meet.
The day after Christmas, travel crowds are heading out, which means some long lines at airports around the country.
It's a little bit crowded, but I mean, I'll get through it.
Get there early and stay updated on check your apps and stuff.
Nationwide, the TSA expects to screen nearly 40 million passengers from December 19th through January 2nd, a 6% increase from a year ago. Complicating things Thursday, punishing weather in certain parts of the country, including storms in the south.
Some of these potentially severe, packing damaging winds, hail, and even an isolated tornado can't be ruled out.
Airports in Dallas and Houston are seeing delays and cancellations as the rain comes down.
I am nervous about that. It's storming in Houston, so we'll see.
The skies are clear here in New York's LaGuardia Airport, but parts of the West Coast are facing their own weather challenges. Utility crews work to restore power after heavy wind damage in the Northwest. From coastal rain to mountain snow, it's all charged by an atmospheric river.
Winter weather alerts in place for as much as 1 foot to 3 feet of snow from the Cascades to the Sierra, as well as the Upper Rockies through the weekend.
For those hitting the road, AAA forecasted the busiest time Thursday would be between noon and 5 p.m. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
While we aren't seeing weather that extreme as the south or the west, it hasn't been sunny skies here in the Coulee region. So let's send it over to Greg to see how the conditions will be for those who are still traveling.
Yeah, we got probably problems over here that could actually be worse than any other problems here is that dense fog that can really ground types of aircraft with IFR or even less than IFR conditions at airports. So we're going to have that around the area throughout the next 64 hours, or excuse me, 36 hours. So it could impact any flight traveling and it could impact actually driving too. But right now we have a lot of moisture, warm air being streamed to the south as that system really begins to develop towards the Oklahoma area. It's still way down there yet, but we're getting some moisture ahead of it along with south flow that's ahead of it too to give us some milder conditions. So that's the system we're tracking. We got a system out to the west that won't play much of a factor. It's that one down to the south that's really going to bring our rainfall and these basically mild conditions through Saturday morning. Overall, we still got dense fog and drizzle. There'll be some areas of light rain. It won't amount to too much overnight. And even tomorrow morning through about the early afternoon, the rain amounts will be fairly light. It'll really be the fog will be the story. But the morning commute, dense fog. And then for the PM commute, it's going to be really steady rainfall. That could be light to even moderate rainfall. So very wet for the PM commute. Activities outside, it's going to be wet Friday evening, and that could extend all the way through early Saturday morning, too. Temperatures tomorrow will continue to rise overnight. These are the highs for tomorrow. We could have some mid-40s out there, upper 30s in some certain areas, but in the morning hour, be about upper 30s by the time we get to the midday, probably mid 40s. So, and then as you go to Saturday, we got a little bit of break. We have some sun in the afternoon, but look at these temperatures mid to maybe even upper 40s as the sun comes out in the afternoon. We could still see a little bit of rain or snow in the morning hour. I'll track that out in a few minutes here, but otherwise it's still going to be fairly mild. And then Sunday looks dry, cloud cover, temperatures a few degrees cooler, but still above average for this time of year. So most of the weekend looks overall good and mild, but the first half of Saturday we could contend with some precipitation. And overnight, as I mentioned, just areas of light rain occasionally pushing across. Once again, mounts maybe 100th or 200th these pass through. That'll continue through the morning commute, so some might get a little wet, other ones won't. By the time we get to 5 to 6, we got a little bit of an area towards I-94 stretching back to Minneapolis. Temperatures getting back up to upper 30s near 40, so that'll continue. Most of the morning will be a little bit probably dry for a lot of areas minus the fog. It's the activity begins to really pick up in the afternoon. You'll see this area begin to just cover with just light to moderate rainfall, and it expands in coverage after about 3 p.m. And then by 4, you're looking at areas south La Crosse, really steady light to moderate rainfall. Eau Claire probably after 4 to 5, and then the whole area gets encompassed by about 5 to 6. So the evening commute's definitely going to be wet as this low begins to push up towards the area. In fact, it'll continue overnight. We might see a little bit of a break as the low gets really, you can see the turning right there towards we get late in the night, but overall it's going to be wet. Rain amounts through about 10 a.m. tomorrow, not a lot. Maybe a tenth. Some of the areas further south could get probably closer to a quarter, but fairly light amounts going into tomorrow morning. It's really as we go towards tomorrow evening and Friday night that we really start picking up the rainfall. In fact, we could see areas pick up 3/4, areas to the west, potentially an inch. So we could set some actually daytime rainfall records with this amount of precipitation. It will, as I mentioned, could mix in with a little snow. Right there you can see it towards Saturday morning. Cooler air wraps around, so maybe down to I-94 you might see a little bit of snow mixing in. Otherwise that gets through the east, and we do see a little clearing going into Saturday afternoon and some drier conditions, and the sun eventually comes out. Good news, we might see a little more sun on Sunday. Still mild conditions Monday and Tuesday. The system passes to our south with a little bit of snow potential there. Otherwise, we're going to get back to where we should be with those mid-20s as we start the new year. So another colder temperatures, but at that point, that's kind of where we should be. So it's going to be like we call it like pea soup for the next probably 24 hours out there.
Yeah, I want to keep in mind that fog, especially for people going to be on the roads. Maybe give yourself
flying. It's going to be a problem here for the next few days.
Yeah, if you're traveling by car, maybe give yourself some extra space just to be safe for sure. Well, thank you, Greg. And coming up next in sports, wrestlers prepare for another year of the Bi-State Classic. Plus, one area hoops team looks to stay unbeaten on the year at a nearby holiday tournament. Jacob is in next.
News 8 Now Sports is brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin, with 6 locations of fun.
It's the Tempur-Pedic New Year sale at Home Sleep Express. Get up to $500 off select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets, plus a $300 home shopping card with free white glove delivery and pay no interest for 5 years. The Tempur-Pedic New Year sale at Home Sleep Express.
It's that time of year again to get the Honda of your dreams during Happy Honda Days, where you'll find great offers on a sporty new Civic, spirited Accord, fun to drive HRV, and versatile CRV. So don't wait, turn your holiday dreams into reality with a new Honda named KBB.com's best value brand. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Are record high energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today.
Jolivet Family Farms features one of the area's largest selections of frozen seafood, including king crab legs, lobster tail, shrimp, cod, calamari, alligator, salmon fillets, smelt, and frog legs. Choose from our large selection of fresh fruit and vegetables to complete your restaurant-style dinner prepared at home. Your dinner isn't complete without something from the Jolivet Homemade Bakery. Don't forget a bottle of Door County wine to complete your stay-at-home night out at Jolivet Family Farms, West Salem.
All Christmas is now on clearance, up to 70% off at Home Seasonal Concepts. It's our after Christmas clearance. Stock up on trees, wreaths, garland, and all your Christmas decor at 70% off. Everything Christmas is on clearance at Home Seasonal Concepts, inside all home furniture showrooms.
Bring all the exciting action from your community. Here's News 8 Now Sports with Jacob Lenzendorf.
Well, as most prep athletes around the area are recovering after a day of some sweet treats and maybe other good food, one team was right back at it today, ready to burn off those Christmas cookie calories. The unbeaten Prairie du Chien girls taking on PEM from Winona earlier. Blackhawks with a healthy lead in the second half when Greenlee Cron adds to it with a 3 from the wing. And the Bulldogs putting on a little full court press to try to get PDC out of rhythm. Tanner Radloff has other plans, though, absorbing the contact and finishing to make it a 17-point game. This could be another dangerous team for head coach Paul Eshetovi, one to watch come playoffs for sure. Lots of players that can get a bucket, some size and skill inside. This time off the missed three, it's kicked out to Cameron Knapp, and she drills it from the corner. Blackhawks pick up the win by 8. Some other final scores from that tournament: in Winona, the Windhawk ladies fall to Chatfield. And then in boys action, the Gophers have no issues with the PDC boys, and Plainview Elgin Millville holds on for a 10-point win over Winona. No shortage of high school sports action going on tomorrow and Saturday, and if you're a wrestling fan, make sure to get over to the Lacrosse Center for the 42nd annual Bi-State Classic. Brackets released this morning, which included 70 total teams in attendance. The tournament will feature a 64-man bracket with wrestlers competing against others in all 3 divisions, and grappling beginning at 9 a.m. on both days. And Saturday will include wrestlebacks, semifinals, and finals. All right, Bucks taking on the Nets tonight from Milwaukee. First quarter, Cam Johnson with the major rack attack. Jams at home and gets the foul as well. But not much later, it's Andre Jackson showing off the hops as off the missed 3. Jackson skies for the putback slam. Guys on the bench were loving it, and they also liked what they saw from Brooke Lopez tonight as well. Splash Mountain was red hot from distance, especially early in the first half. There he drains one from the parking lot to put Milwaukee up by 8. But it was a fourth quarter to forget for the Bucks. No Giannis, no Dame. Yet again, it was a problem when the Nets make shots like that. Good luck. Milwaukee gets outscored by 12 in the final frame, and they fall by 6. We're getting closer and closer to Sunday's big game, the NFC North between the Packers and Vikings. Coming off their shutout, the Green Bay defense is clicking, and they haven't just started out successful. Now they're in the top 5 in points allowed all season, but Minnesota hasn't scored less than 23 since early November. It'll be a good test for Jeff Hafley's unit, and he thinks they're trending in the right direction.
I do, and it has to be, and I think that we've created depth because we're playing a lot of guys, and I think towards the end of the game when teams have had to throw the ball, we're fresh, and we look fast out there, and I think they're getting better. And if we're going to make a run at this thing, we're going to have to be.
And it sounds like Hafley and the defense will be once again without star cornerback Jair Alexander, so a tall task ahead with an explosive Viking offense looming. And my goodness, if you watched that Thursday night football game, you're a real fan because that was ugly. Not a single point scored in the second half. And Allison, you want to come in here for this little chat here? A tough game in that one. 6-3 the final.
I love to see the Bears struggle. As a true Packers fan, I'm sorry to my Bears fans out there in the Cooley region, but what are you doing? The Packers have just dominated for the last how many years? I mean, it's not. Is it a rivalry anymore?
I don't know. They're struggling a lot. 6-3, not a single touchdown scored in the entire game. No points in the entire second half. So if you watch,
the Packers could never. Not recently. I shouldn't jinx.
Speaking of though, 31 years the Lambeau Leap today.
I love it. I mean,
what a tradition.
Great tradition. It's so fun when you get to see players who are in their first year or maybe don't score a lot of touchdowns, defensive players, getting to see them do the Lambeau, just how they light up and the crowd lights. It's nothing better than that.
Gotta keep it forever.
Nothing better than that. Well, thanks, Jacob. We'll be right back with more news after this.
From messes to spills, with next-gen Nuvella Performance Fabric, you can relax. It's life-resistant. And right now, you can save on new high-performance styles. And don't forget to shop our year-end clear-out with select items up to 50% off. Only at Ashley.
Hey, want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Guys, what are the chances you can fix this?
It shouldn't be too difficult.
So like 1 in 100?
Fellas, I can fix this.
Like 1 in a million?
I can do it.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Yes.
G and T, yeah!
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 Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin invites you to experience the thrill of gaming like never before. With 6 locations across the state, there's something for everyone. Whether you're a slots enthusiast, a poker pro, or prefer the excitement of table games, we've got you covered. Plus, indulge in delicious dining options, live entertainment, and exclusive promotions that add even more excitement to your visit. Come join the fun at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin.
Andy Pitts here at Chrysler Winona, and we're clearing the lot for construction on our new dealership during the Wrap Up the Year sales event. A new Ram 1500 Crew Cab Bighorn with heated seats, remote start, and Apple CarPlay, just $429 per month with $19.99 down. Or buy up to $12,500 off MSRP. Need more power? A new Ram HD Crew Cab, up to $13,000 off MSRP. So come see us at our new location, Highway 61, Winona.
Ashley's Stellar Sleep Celebration is going on now. Snooze now and pay later with 0% interest for 60 months in-store only. And receive a $300 gift with purchase. Hurry to your local Ashley store or ashley.com for better sleep and savings today.
Expect more from News 8 Now. Thanks for watching.
On Christmas Day, a heartwarming story from an icy river in Waterford, Wisconsin. First responders were able to pull a deer to safety after it fell through the ice. The fawn was one of 7 deer that plunged into the water. The other deer were able to free themselves before rescuers arrived, but the fawn remained trapped. The rescuers tied a rope around it and pulled it out of the water. They dried the fawn off and it quickly rejoined the rest of the herd. Well, that deer is doing a lot better than my Milwaukee Bucks did tonight. We'll have another look at tonight's forecast after the break.
Happy holidays and the best to you this season. From all of us at News 8 Now.
The holidays and Chevy Silverado and off-road adventure and towing with confidence and tech you can count on. And it all comes together in a Chevrolet. Find your red tag and use your red tag bonus cash to get $5,750 total cash allowance on this Silverado. Visit HometownChevy.com.
It's the New Year's sale at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. A sale packed with incredible markdowns on our entire stock. You'll save on the finest selection of quality furniture in southern Minnesota, from Daniels Amish, Smith Brothers, Stressless, and Flex Steel. The New Year's sale at Drury's is the perfect time to save on quality furniture at affordable prices. Plus, there's even 24-month special financing with a qualifying purchase. Great prices and 24-month financing. It's the New Year's sale at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota.
At Wisconsin Veterinary Orthopedics, our goal is to help you and your pet in times of need. We specialize in the gold standard for cruciate ligament repair, the TPLO.
I was worried when I found out Duke had to get knee surgery, but the process was easier than we thought.
Piper had TPLO surgery and is already running again weeks later.
Fetch made possible, one knee at a time. Contact Dr. Mark Hine at Wisconsin Veterinary Orthopedics for an orthopedic consultation today.
Hey, Dominic here with a quick marinade using our Steak and Game Pleasing. Mix 1/3 cup of oil with 1 tablespoon of Steak and Game Pleasing. Brush on your beef or venison and let it sit for 10 minutes. Cook until done. For a delicious dip, mix 8 ounces of cream cheese, a 1/4 cup of milk, 2 tablespoons of diced green onions, and a tablespoon of Steak and Game Pleasing. Get Steak and Game Pleasing and over 40 other blends at the Pleasing Outlet Store on Ward Avenue, La Crosse. It's a game changer.
Wow, Forest Berry Fudge is amazing. This is melting in my mouth.
Dill pickle? Whoa, that's actually good.
Holy fudge. This is the best thing ever.
Expressions brought to you by Valley Fudge and Candy. Find us in Coon Valley, Wisconsin, or order online today.
From memories of the past to memories yet to come. Happy holidays and the best to you this season. From all of us at News 8 Now.
Along with the dense fog that could continue past noon, there's your rain chances. We might see a little bit less rain as we go throughout the morning hour and early afternoon, and then it just gets plain old wet as we go towards Friday evening, which will continue in through probably Saturday. Looks like that thing froze. There we go, it's coming up. Looks like we might see some sun finally Saturday afternoon, and Sunday overall right now looks dry, with our temperatures getting back to where they should be as we start the new year. But definitely take the time tomorrow. There'll be dense fog along with rain, but it's going to be kind of pea soup out there.
Yeah, be careful on the roads for sure.
But the temperature's not.
No, they won't be freezing.
Well, that does it for us at 10. We'll see you tomorrow.